How's it going, Cryptown? When Bitcoin drops to zero, you will definitely remember that you skipped this video. It's time to destroy your childhood fantasies about the world's first cryptocurrency. Informed means armed. Imagine that you carefully watched my videos and therefore made enough profit to buy the much desired whole Bitcoin. You are planning to hold him until the cows come home. In a couple of years, he will finally forget what work is. All of a sudden, reliable billionaire dudes predict crypto crashing to zero.
No, I'm not a believer in cryptocurrencies, and I would say that cryptocurrencies are a bubble.
Even the good old Warren Buffett slams crypto for being a scam with no value. Tell him to avoid it at all costs.
Now, if you told me you owned all of the Bitcoin in the world, and you offered it to me for $25, I wouldn't take it because what would I do with it?
A question may arise in your head. Are these just fantasies of envious individuals who got late for the rocket? Or will we actually attend the funeral for Bitcoin and you'll have to work for the rest of your life? In this video, I have gathered possible scenarios for crypto armageddon. Don't want to scare you off, but it's quite possible. And so, your loyal Dutch will help you save your funds. Stock up on popcorn and immerse yourself in the atmosphere of the apocalypse. There is a theory circling among tinfoil hats fans of Bitcoin being an elaborate scam to extract money. Even JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon believes that cryptocurrency are decentralized Ponzi schemes, which serve no purpose other than raising new buyers' money to pay profits to their existing holders.
Everybody along the Ponzi ride. Yo, Bitcoin's back, alright.
He also notes all Bitcoin-related hype to end up in a disaster. Luckily, so far, we're seeing the exact opposite picture. Large institutional investments are gradually attracted to crypto and Bitcoin, while large global companies are getting used to putting it on their accounts. Say hi to Elon's Tesla. Bitcoin is becoming accepted as a means of payment for goods and services. Bitcoin ATFs are appearing, with some countries even accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender. In other words, mass adoption is in full swing. All that novelties give us hope of the good old Bitcoin continuing to live and prosper. Bitcoin will collapse to zero only if it gets impossible to trade or exchange for goods and services. My fur already stood in the end with fear. Yet, let's find out what can lead to such a situation. In one of such scenarios, Bitcoin faces a complete ban by governments all over the world. This would make it illegal to own, mine, and use. Sounds wild, but there are already about 1,000 such progressive states in quotation marks. Are they in the right mind there? For instance, the ban could be applied under the Green Agenda pretext, in which the proof of work concept does not fit him anyway. However, given the considerable number of states loyal to the digital industry, it is difficult to think of such overturns today. Anything is possible though. Besides, you know how bans only stir up users' interest, forcing them to come up with more and more sophisticated ways to circumvent sanctions. Oh, those digital anarchists. Still, the next point actually includes the possibility of a complete ban on cryptocurrencies, and this is where things start to get disturbing. Today's biggest threat to Bitcoin lies in the introduction of the central bank digital currency, or simply CBDC, by governments. In simple terms, CBDCs are digital banknotes of a country's currency. They will be designed to replace paper and coin money. A research carried out by the Bank of International Settlement found that 80% of banks are actively exploring the potential of CBDCs, and 10% are close to issuing them. Mass usage of CBDC is the dream of any government and a clear sign of a future dystopia for their citizens. After all, the main advantage of CBDC is the ability to fully track the movements of each virtual banknote by states' agencies. Big Brother will always be aware of what you bought for breakfast today, in which eatery and at what price. Every cent that falls into your account or leaves your balance will be tracked. Yep, you won't be able to quietly buy a Lambo. By the way, share in the comments below what you would buy for your first million. With the help of CBDC, authorities can easily set any spending limits. prohibit the purchase of certain products. They even set a savings limit and establish any other rules and prohibitions. Forget about anonymity. Welcome to George Orwell's 1984. What does this mean for cryptocurrencies? Unfortunately, nothing great. Crypto, with all its anonymity, is the main antagonist of CBDC. Some nations, such as China, are setting up the stage for a CBDC by introducing partial bans on it. Others, like Germany, are introducing regulation and taxation. Cryptocurrencies are difficult to fight against. They are to stick with us for a long time. Therefore, they will simply be taxed, or other kinds of spokes will be put in the wheels of those who may dare to buy them. As former director of the BitMEX exchange Arthur Hayes said, "The best time to buy Bitcoin was yesterday. Hopefully, you already did." Nevertheless, to make it literally impossible to trade and exchange Bitcoin, one can go the other way around, shut down the entire network, and switch all of its nodes to offline mode. These actions would probably make the #1 cryptocurrency worthless. The plan is too beautiful to execute, but almost impossible in practice, since decentralization and global distribution of network nodes is the main superpower of Bitcoin. Then one can say goodbye to Bitcoin simply by replacing it with a more technologically advanced cryptocurrency or a similar alternative payment system, rendering it obsolete and useless, sending the old man to retirement. But again, such a scenario would take more than 1 year or even decades to be realized. And even then, Bitcoin would still retain some value as a collectible or some sort of historical artifact for future generations. We will show our Bitcoins to grandchildren, don't you worry. What about the internet? What are the chances that in order to eliminate Bitcoin, certain criminal geniuses will cut its main artery, the internet? No doubt, disconnection from the internet will limit the process of sending and receiving coins. However, Bitcoin itself will continue to exist despite all obstacles. Big countries are prepared even for toughest circumstances. For example, a satellite with the support of the Bitcoin network has long been launched into space. Now you can access your Bitcoins even without an internet connection. Give your thumb up to this video if you didn't know. And if you did, give it anyway. Thanks, fella. Alright, back to the subject of malicious pests. Is it possible to hack and reset Bitcoin? Bitcoin is built on the proven proof-of-work algorithm, which will certainly give a head start to the newfangled proof-of-stake. Simply put, in order to disrupt the whole network, an attack in full needs to allocate a huge amount of effort and money. The bad guy needs not only to have enough ASICs to capture the hash rate, but also to find a powerful source for all equipment needed. I doubt he has a mini nuclear station in the garage. Well. Moreover, over time and the growth of the hash rate itself, the cost of a described attacking operation will steadily increase. Even the mighty Musk cannot afford it, thus it is simply impossible to happen in real life. Experts believe in Bitcoin as the perfect tool to resist hacker attacks, and we cannot disagree with them. There are also lots of absurd assumptions about the death of Bitcoin due to a global cyber war or an alien invasion. Although if you try to ask the question of whether Bitcoin will eventually fall to zero, then most experts may give you a negative answer. The sinister CBDC and a conspiracy of states in favor of banning crypto can be considered the most notable threat for the matter. Let's pray to Saint Satoshi Nakamoto that this does not happen at all. In any case, blockchain technology will not just disappear like that. But whether Bitcoin can face significant collapse is a topic for another day. To find out what can be expected from it in the upcoming years, check out the video with predictions until 2026. And the video with bad advice might help you wait for the next all-time high and not lose your funds. Click on the link, you'll find exceptionally good stuff there, I guarantee. Bye.